as human beings, we can get so used to each other's. I don't know if you find that too. We assume relationships being this way, that way, and at the same time, there is like all our inner landscape and inner village, and the things, the part of us that we have dealt with and the part of us that we haven't dealt with, that does creep in to the forefront of our subconsciousness. And I've noticed regularly that the space between me and another person, especially when people becomes familiar, gets filled with aspects of myself, like a part of might have an idea about how the other person should behave, or a part that feels a bit uncomfortable with the words that another person is using, or a feeling that I am not really good enough with that other person. And it's not really always conscious. It kind of is just in the background. It's like a little backstage, but still it's like a lens that rises inside of me and that feels behind my eyes, and I'm seeing through them. And I've noticed this with my friends, that sometimes I feel a bit bored, or I feel like, oh, I know who they are. Actually, I don't really want to hang out with them. That's not really what I need. And whatever I pick up inside of me at that moment, if I manage to say like, oh wow, you have an experience there. You even don't know how the person is today. You even know barely the surface of this person, and you have an idea of how they are. So I might have this part of me that can be there and tell me, wow, you having a preconceived experience of the other person without being sure that is happening. So this part, this awareness part, is so useful, because then I can take 10 seconds to clear out the space. And this is what I would like to offer to you, is that, and you can use this as you are in relationships, or you can use this as a kind of a hygiene in your meditation, or in bed in the morning or in the evening, to kind of check, how do I feel towards somebody else? And to stay for 10 seconds with how you feel. And so these 10 seconds are, the first seconds is like to be with it, to kind of discriminate where it is, and then to stay with them, with these sensations. And then the other seconds is to actually allow this energy to have space and to have a movement. It's like all this part of ourselves and all these emotions, they are life force, they are expressions, and when they get stuck, pushed down, or not really felt, they kind of stay in the body, and they feed this part of ourselves that might be things like, oh, the other persons are boring, or they're not trustworthy, or I know who they are. It's like we get conceived, build up parts. And so my trick and my tool that I want to offer you is, when you're about to see someone, or even while you are with a person, to practice this feeling of staying with your own experience for 10 seconds, and to notice what happens. Because I notice in me, and sometimes I need a little bit more than 10 seconds, but there is a movement that usually comes. There's an emotions, there is a relief, or there is discomfort first, but then there's a relief of staying with the discomfort. And then as I do this, then it's like a mist or a cloud is just like stepping sideways. And then I can see the person from a fresh presence. So how to clear out the space in relationships, and I think in our times we have so many tools to do this, and our parents have been not really having the knowing how to do this. So I think there's a lot that we carry in our relationship in, for example, my fear to be in connection with others. So like, oh, I don't really know how to be in connection, and that's the part of me is like, oh, I don't really know, like, and instead of going into like, oh, you know what, I don't want to be with that person, you know, like I do something else. I go and eat something, and you know, this person is a bit boring. So instead of that is to stay with, oh, I don't really know how it is to be with that person, and you know, it's been a while we've been together, I don't really know what to say. So this part of me behind me, to allow her to have space. And then her emotional movement is complete between tension, giving it space, soothing like a child in the mummy skirt, like adventuring is, oh, it's tense, it's scary, and so it needs some space to be and to be felt, and then can go back outside. So I offer this to you now, 10 seconds time, moments in your life to play around your different relationships. And you can do this also sitting with, okay, who is in my life, and then one at a time to feel, how do I feel about them, and to be really honest. Because I know for myself it's like this, like, yes, my friend, you know, everything is fine, and then underneath it's like, yeah, I feel a bit uncomfortable, there's this thing I don't really like. And to take this, like, if there is discomfort, is such a gift, because it's like a mirror of where is it that I am in discomfort. So staying with 10 seconds with, okay, with Lucy, whatever name, it's like, I feel, yeah, a bit restless. And then to go to the next one and notice the change in your life in doing this. Let me know how this sounds. Maybe this feels familiar, and maybe this is exciting or brings question. Thank you.